Welcome back to Friday Feels. We are in good trouble today with Nicki Micheaux. Congratulations. This is such a hit on Freeform. I mean, it's 100% fresh on Rotten Tomatoes.
Is
even.
it? Nice.
It
Wow.
is.
Nice.
It is.
Wow, that's pretty good because we're in like week 9 now. So
wow.
that's pretty awesome.
So tell us about the series.
Well, if you watch The Fosters, you've got Kylie and Mariana moving to LA to start their future. And so Mariana's working with a tech company and Kylie's clerking for a judge who gets the case of Jamal Thompson. Now, I play Sandra Thompson. Jamal, my son, was shot in the back by police 7 times. So you get to watch the whole trial unfold and how Callie's affected by it. And one of her roommates, Malika, is an activist who I am starting to bond with. And of course, that's a conflict of interest for Callie because she's not supposed to know anyone who's associated with the trial. So it's pretty cool. We get to talk about some really, really great stuff.
We have a trailer for the show. Let's
Do you
take
really?
a look.
Oh, cool.
Yes.
$250?
You parked in the yellow.
Welcome to your new home.
I don't want to live here.
Hey, Mom. No, I told Mama I'm fine. What's this for?
That is our chamber pot. Don't poop in it because,
Okay.
Good trouble to you.
In real life?
In real life.
Oh, well, we just jump right over that. Okay. What's good trouble to me in real life? Ooh.
That's a good question.
Oh, you know what I love? I think it's doing all those things that you know you're not supposed to, but feel, that sounds so
Like what?
Sorry.
It feels so good to be what
Yes.
am I
I mean,
supposed
well,
to do?
it's kind of like you're, you know, like we're talking about dating, you know, like experimenting with dating, you know, dating multiple people, see how it feels. Because, you know, normally I'm like a one guy girl. That's I'm from Texas. So you
That
know,
explains it all.
Yeah, from the South, Bible Belt. You know, you meet a guy and he's your boyfriend. But that's not necessarily healthy. So, you know, just sort of experimenting like, oh, you know, what if I went out with another guy to dinner? Like there's no crime, there's no ring on your finger, but just opening your mind and sort of trying to listen to that small voice inside to really discover who you are. That's why it's good trouble.
Is that one of the things you love
that.
about acting as well? That it allows you to sort of play these roles, play these parts that otherwise...
What do I love about acting?
Never thought about that.
I never thought about it. I never think of acting as like, oh, I get to explore my dark side.
Really?
Because
Yeah.
a lot of times, you know, it's particularly like with Good Trouble, it's a lot of pain. It's a lot of stuff I would not like to do.
Yeah.
I mean, so I like acting because I like the stories you can tell and the way you can communicate ideas and talk about really difficult subjects. I mean, that's Good Trouble's perfect at that. So that's really why I like acting. The fun part now will be fun. Is if I could do more comedy. Now then, now that would be, then I could laugh and tell jokes, which
Then
I
you
love
can
to
make
do.
some jokes about going on multiple dates.
Yeah, see, I could talk all night about my dates.
Who's your favorite comedian? You have a favorite comedian?
Oh, you know, Richard Pryor's amazing.
Yes.
And I love Kevin Hart. I love Dave Chappelle. I like a lot
They're
of
hilarious.
Well, and
right?
Screen Loves You, nominated for 2 NAACP Image Awards.
Oh, thank you
Yes.
so
Congratulations.
much. Thank you. That was amazing. It really is just an honor to be nominated. You know how people say that? Lies, lies, you want to win. But no, honestly, it was like so, because you work so hard to do anything. I mean, to get a little bit of a paycheck, and then you work to the point where you're able to get nominated for something and your peers recognize you, and then there's this whole awards. It's really just the most phenomenal experience to be recognized.
And as an African-American woman, I mean, especially right now, it's a real important time. How do you get into the industry?
How did I get
Yeah.
clawing? I clawed my honey. I clawed my way up the ladder. Well, I came in. I've been doing this for 25 years. So when I started, it wasn't. There wasn't a lot of roles, but so much has changed. So, but how I started was just really. I put my mind to it. You know, I just decided this was what I was going to do. It was one of those good trouble things. Like nobody wanted me to do this. I mean, I was in school to get a PhD. You know, I was very well educated, so it was like act. You know, it just seemed like such a you know, like you poor girl. You know, people were waiting for me to come to my senses.
When are you going to get real?
Yeah.
Get a real job.
Because I mentioned I was from Texas.
Yeah. Oh, for sure. That is unheard of. Yes.
So it was just, I just decided I'm going to do this. And my big goal for the first year was if I can just earn enough money to get health insurance. And because that meant I could be okay.
Yeah.
So,
Isn't that so interesting, though? Because that is such a goal for so many artists, especially in Los Angeles. And, there is so much glitz and glam and red carpet season. But they don't realize that we are taking gig by gig just to get health care.
that's it.
And we'll do it. That is good trouble.
No, it was, I mean, when I made enough money to make healthcare, it was a Snapple commercial. Thank you.
Residuals are good.
No, we love that. But it was that because you just want to be able to be on your own. And part of that, I have asthma. I've had asthma all my life. So I really couldn't be without health insurance. So it was really, I would say, how did I get into it? I made a decision.
Right.
And I just did it.
Did you ever flirt
everything
with
else.
turning back? Did you ever flirt with
No.
taking something else? Never did.
No.
Wow.
Well, no, you really have to commit.
Yeah.
You really have to commit. I mean, once I got the health insurance, I'm sorry, I'm harping on my.
No, it's important. It's important. Like, nothing more important than
Once
health.
once I got that, I felt like, okay, I'm fine. I can do this. And then it was just a matter of, okay, what job do you need to pay the bills? And then like trying to get onto some of the shows that I was a huge fan of. So it was really exciting. I mean, because I had always watched back in the day ER.
Yes.
So that was one of my first big jobs was doing the live episode of ER, and that was like, George Clooney.
But I love that you talk about the decision, because that's really like, there's the book, The Power of Decision. And and I believe that true commitment comes out of that power decision. A true commitment is a decision in mind.
No. Decide. I think it comes from a Latin word to cut off all other options.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
No.
Preach
right?
that. That is good.
It was really, and it wasn't conscious. Really, it wasn't because I wasn't like some Zen 20-year-old. It was just a desire. It was what I really wanted to do, and that was it. I made a decision.
It's so fascinating because you mentioned George Clooney and ER, and I watched an interview once with him, and he said, somebody asked him, how did you make it in this business? And he said, well, I had 13 failed pilots. Nobody knows that. He said, but I believe in burning all bridges behind me. So I had no other option. I had to make the acting work.
Yeah.
It's incredible.
Well, I remember I worked actually I was a temp at Miramax for like a hot minute, and I was answering the phones, and it was Miramax, can I help you? And by day 9, there was a pain that would shoot up my arm in the back of my head every time I would answer the phone. Like when I tell you I was not cut out for like that type of, but it was, you start where you start, but I just didn't have it in me, so I got a film for, I think, $167. And I took it. I was like, I quit. I quit my receptionist job.
I'll be good. I can make that stretch.
I said, just 1 week, But that's how much I knew that I, for everything that you do, there is some, what they say, the means have to justify the ends or something. How's that phrase go?
Yeah, the ends justify the means.
Yeah, so I knew where I wanted to go. So yeah, I'll do this film for, student film for $100 and something because this is what I love to do, as opposed to kind of biding my time at this corporate desk. That just wasn't for me. It just wasn't going to work for me.
After you made the decision, was there any other pivotal moments where you did something really right that helped to propel your career in the right direction, or just ramped it up for you?
Did something really right.
Like whether it was networking, whether it was relationship building,
It's always
whether it was
networking.
taking a
But,
class.
I would say the big thing that happened was after many, many moons later, married, divorced, 2 kids. Then it was not just me and health insurance, it was my children, and the Lincoln Heights had just ended. And the natural thing would have been to go back to Texas. It's cheaper to live. And I could have raised my kids, good schools, and done all that. And deciding to stay then was really the test. Was really, because that's when it was hard, because I was on my own. And that was really the test, to keep going, to reinvent myself, to keep having fun, to remember, why did I drive across country to do this anyway in the first place? So it was reconnecting with the joy of it, because life can beat you down a little bit,
Yeah.
So that really was, I would say, a big major turning point. And now, I'm having more fun than I've ever had. And I love the type of roles I get to do. So diverse, the roles I get to do. I can't complain about anything, because I'm playing this mom on Good Trouble. I'm the bad guy on In the Dark. It's a fantastic time to be a woman in Hollywood. Still have more to go.
Your story is
doubt.
so inspiring because you kept going too. I think that is something that we don't talk about that a lot. We talk about that first breakthrough and making it. We don't talk about keep going.
Yeah.
Like that's a really
That middle part of the
important.
journey is the hardest
Oh,
part.
it's no joke. It's no joke. And then you also, I remember getting a divorce, and the mediation attorney was, because we're talking about the settlement. And he was just basically like, she's over 40, she's black, she's done.
Whoa.
Wow.
Wow.
Yeah,
How do you really
and
feel?
even my ex, we were fighting. My ex was like, hold on, she's really talented. Like, she can make money, and I'm just sitting there like in shock, like maybe he's right. Because these things happen. You've got kids. You're in your 40s. You're just like, it's over.
The only time you're rooting against yourself, it's over.
Wow.
I know, right?
The settlement needs to be a little bit.
Yeah, no, but it was really, really. It was just one of
It's
those moments.
phenomenally inspiring, though.
So
It was one of those
inspiring.
moments. It was one of those moments. Yeah. So.
Nikki, what's next for you?
Well, we've got More Good Trouble. I mean, the episode on Tuesday is really, really good. I'm loving the way the episodes are going. April 4th, In the Dark premieres on the CW, which is where I played the bad guy. Oh, and I do some really Lady Macbeth kind of stuff on Chicago PD.
Oh,
So
yes.
watch that. Yeah, I'm playing the alderman's wife, so it's going to be really, anybody fans of Chicago PD?
Yeah, we know
yeah.
that.
It's on like season 6, what?
Well, I'm officially your #1 fan. I think you've got a great story. Keep it up,
Thank
girlfriend.
you. Thank you.
Tell everyone where they can find and follow your personal journey too.
Oh, guys, follow me on Nicki Micheaux on Instagram, on Twitter, and on Facebook.
Awesome. Thank you so much,
CKI.
Nikki.
Thank you so
Stay
much.
tuned. We'll be back with more on Good Morning La La Land.
Thank you.